Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Show Films. I'm Sen, your executive producer here, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. I particularly want to thank our $25 tier supporters over on our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. Those being Jeffy Alexander, Samantha Bates, Cat Waterflame, and L, without whom we won't be able to do nearly as much of the things we do now. So thank you very much for your support over the years. If you'd like to see more of our stuff, you can check us out over on our website at finalshowfilms.com. And you can check out our podcast at anywhere you can find podcasts. So with that being said, please, if you're watching live, sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Perils of X, the Marvel Multiverse campaign short shot that we're running here on Final Show Films. My name is Jack. I am your storyteller for today, and I'd like to introduce you all to our magnificent mutants, starting with Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Scion. I, normally we have easy classes for this, and we don't have
Just
that
get
for
just
this.
very
Scion,
brief.
who
Yeah.
is the daughter of Tony Stark and Emma Frost from a potential pulled out of potentiality.
Not quite alternate reality, but
Not
adjacent.
quite alternate reality, but Marvel wackiness, cosmic something.
Just as Peter Corbeau. It's science.
Yeah. Blame Wanda.
Right? We always do. And Sen.
I'm Sen, and I'm playing Calavera, who is something like a bone devil from D&D.
And William Marshani.
Hi, I'm William Morshani, and I am playing Arcana, who is the best description is a mutant magic time bomb.
Fantastic.
Love that.
Last time we began on Krakoa, the island nation that mutant kind has founded for themselves, and spent some time in the Crucible, the arena where depowered mutants can fight to regain their mutant abilities, who are then resurrected underneath Arbor Magna, one of the central locations on Krakoa, by the unification of the Five, guided by the mutant Hope. And Calavera, after facing down Wolverine and that contest ending the only way it ever was going to, was
I got one good hit in.
You got one good hit in, and was regrown in an egg, had her memories re-downloaded, her mutant gene, her X gene reactivated, and cut her way out of the membrane before having her brain revived, shall we say, by Emma Frost.
Did we ever stop to get clothes for me?
Huh? Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
you stopped at one of the habitats on the way to the Green Lagoon next.
Okay, good. I just
where
realized
you
I
met
remember saying that.
Where you met Agate, a rock-like mutant who definitely has aspirations of joining a field team on behalf of Krakoa at some point, and his friend, who is a new acquaintance to most of you, Mistral, a girl with hard light wings. After getting Calavera up to date on certain cultural aspects, and everybody's backstories were hinted or explained a little bit, Mistral found on whatever Krakoa's version of Reddit is, that there was a secret Krakoan gate, or at least one that's largely off the books and not widely publicized, going to the city of Madripoor, a somewhat lawless area in the nation of Madripoor in Southeast Asia, which is one of the locations where all sorts of things can go down at any given moment. And
like one of our friends getting kidnapped.
The five of them decided to take a little field trip, stretch their legs, relax a little bit.
Listen, it's a secret portal, so this is probably Beast's fault.
Actually, none of you know this, but this is Kate Pride's fault.
Yeah, nope. Okay, yeah, that all works.
Because marauders are a thing. But yeah, they spent an enjoyable evening exploring the sights and sounds and cuisine of Madripoor before Mistral caught up with these three to report that Agate had been mutant napped. Apparently, a bunch of people with some level of high-tech equipment and tasers and shit, jumped out and ran off, having kidnapped their mineral-esque friend. So we return to the scene of the crime, where Mistral has run off to go get help in order to back up the, I believe, text or network message that was sent back to Krakoa for backup, while these three confront the hazards in this sort of street market area, which brings us to our current situation. You guys have just burst out of a narrow street, coming up on one of the many canals that crisscross Madripoor, given how close to the coastal and harbor areas of the island it is. And you can see across the street 3 forms scuttling around, doing something across the other side of the canal, which is where Mistral told you Agate had been taken. So we're starting with initiative, beginning with Scion, who rolled a 16.
All right,
and
so we
therefore
can
has
move
first go in
and
this
do
opening.
something.
You can move and do something, or move twice.
All right.
Also, just as a little bit of a rollback for lore purposes, all of you, as you begin to engage in what may very well turn into a violent confrontation, have a little ping of memory in the back of your brain. When first arriving on Krakoa, certain information is automatically, effectively, telepathically downloaded into a new arrival's brain. Things like, if you're a mutant, the Krakoan language, which you all speak, a unique form of communication that's been developed by Doug Ramsey, aka Cypher, and is the lingua franca for all of mutant and Krakoan society. Also, the 3 laws of Krakoa: respect the sacred land, make more mutants, and kill no man.
Yep.
You are not allowed to utilize lethal force against humans. Fortunately, these 3 things look like robots, so, fuck them.
I mean, fair. So I'm going to start moving to get closer. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
And this one up here,
Mhm.
I am going to use machine telepathy
Oh, okay.
to tell it
Tell
to
us what
sleep.
machine telepathy is. All right.
So I can communicate telepathically with one machine at a time. All I have to have done, like all telepathy, I have to have met or seen it before.
Okay.
I see it
Well,
now.
you're seeing it now.
There's no limit to the distance of the communication.
Wild.
Telepathy is fucking broken in the Marvel universe. I swear to God.
Yeah.
You just have to be. You do have to be on the same dimension, though.
Okay,
So,
that does make sense. Yeah.
Communication can be verbal, visual, or even more complex, such as imparting location information. I'm assuming this counts as a complex machine.
Yes, very
okay.
much so.
Jeremy, can you check the connection? Can you check the connection for your headphones, because it's really crackly and electrical? Just make sure everything's plugged in properly.
Well, yeah, because it's machine telepathy, so of course it's going to have that
Obviously,
filter
It's
over top
all plugged in.
of it.
Just internet being internet.
Complex simple machines do not have much to offer in the way of conversation, but they're generally compliant. Complex machines are also often compliant, but if they are secured in any way, they usually refuse to communicate with strangers, i.e., if they have security. In that case, I have to make a logic check to get past the security.
All right. Well, this thing's logic defense is 12, and it is a dedicated opposed machine to you with its own level of rudimentary artificial intelligence. So yes, you will absolutely need to make that roll.
That would be an 18.
On a fantastic success.
And with a fantastic success.
Yep.
I'm going to say that you can absolutely roll me a D3, I'll say. This is the number of rounds that you can deactivate this particular machine for.
3.
Rounds.
Damn. All righty. I will. Yeah, with a fantastic success. So a normal success would probably get you 1 round or at least inflict
Right.
trouble on its actions. With a fantastic success, I'm going to say that this thing is shut down for the next 3 rounds. Let me give him a little bit of an icon here. We'll just use that one. That looks like a sleepy face. Okay.
She runs up. She's working with the Iron Man gauntlet that she's wearing. Uses those to get past the security and then just punches through the brain. Sleep.
Amazing. And you guys hear the of this thing sort of as it's been scuttling around, and you can see it's got like a couple of scanners, couple extra limbs. It's been kind of emitting electrical pulses on certain parts of the terrain even, and it goes from investigatory movement to just slumping down, most of the lights on its chassis dimming significantly. Okay.
Leave that one intact if you can. We're gonna need info.
All right. These guys have noticed that something is amiss and begin to scuttle out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. This one here, a little diode emerges from the one at the edge of the dock. A little diode kind of emerges from a hatch on the back as something that looks like probably about a 9 or 10 inch long cylinder with a focusing lens on the front. Swivels to point towards Scion as it's going to shoot an electrical discharge at you. There's a range of 10 spaces on that. I think he's within collect. Yep, that's only 8 squares. All right. And this will be against your agility defense, unless you have something that modifies that rule.
No, I don't believe so. My agility defense is 10.
All right, so that is a 14.
I got shot.
Yep. So this burst of not quite lightning, it's not nearly as intense or concentrated as that, slams into probably your arm, I would say. And you feel the muscles spasm, and you can smell the burning hair at least, and feel that pain in your skin. You take 5 points of damage from him.
Fucker.
This guy, I don't think is actively within range of anybody. Nope. So he is going to run down here and attend to his friend. All right. So he uses all of his action just to get down there, but it looks like you can see a couple of the arms come up with and reveal some manipulators and something that looks like a little bit of maybe a drill bit or a power screw. And looks like he's going to try and modify whatever problems are going on with his deactivated companion.
God damn it.
But he doesn't get a chance to use an action this turn, and now it's Calavera's go.
All right, my turn's gonna be very easy and simple.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Action to move again. 1, 2, 3. I can't jump because when we're switching speeds, we default to the lower according to the rules. So I stop right there, and that's my turn.
Okay, sounds good. Meanwhile, Arcana.
Actually, just to check, since these are like kind of less than a square would you need to jump over those? Or could you just walk?
I'll say you could just walk over that, probably.
Hang on, where was I at?
So if you can get there,
I think
you
were
just
right here.
walk over, and then the only jump you're gonna have to make is like from here.
Hang on. 5. Okay, yeah, then I could get there.
Yep.
If we're kind of not as full. Okay, so yeah, I'll
Yeah.
do that one.
Okay.
Boom.
All right.
You will have to take
So
your jump
you're
speed to
on the
get
edge of
over to
this
the other
long
edge,
boat.
though.
You can
Yeah.
feel this thing shifting under your weight, Calavera. But you're maintaining your balance, and from somewhere underneath this awning that you have jumped on top of, you hear somebody, ah! You've apparently either disturbed and or woken up a citizen.
I have seeing how the things have already started attacking. As she's running, she is just flavorfully excreting sort of bone dermal plates.
Okay.
So just her arms and her head is already covered in that skull-like cap that she puts on, and her arms are beginning to be armored as well.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Oh, we're still on Arcana's turn then.
Arcana's going to just hop over the fence, step over here. And you said those diode attacks from that particular drone were not quite like lightning. This is not so gentle. As she brings her hands up and sort of lightning arcs between the diodes on her gloves, and she just draws in the arcane energy and just launches an elemental burst, which is elementally lightning.
All right.
As I make an ego attack. I believe it's a ranged attack, but it is using elemental magic. Hang on.
Yep.
I was gonna say, I think it is still an agility-based attack since it is a ranged attack. Yep.
It is, I believe, because I I believe that is correct.
Yes, okay, it is an agility attack. Yes. It does ego for some. I think ego is more for the magic stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to where is combat stuff? There we go. Combat attack, agility attack. 12.
12 beats their defense. This guy takes 6 damage. As that energy slams into this thing, whatever insulative materials that it's made of are somewhat overwhelmed, and you can see those legs sort of spasm as the impulses interfere with the micro servos that this thing are subject against.
And that was the one that had shot at.
That was the closest
Scion.
one, the one that had shot at, at Scion. Yep. All right. 6 damage to him. Very good. Now, I can update that here. No. What the fuck did I just do to my machine?
I don't know. What did you do to it?
Okay. Anyway.
The GM's computer dies, we win, right?
Yes, very much so. Somehow I opened the dev tools. There we go. All right. So, an impact on this guy. Fantastic. Brings us back to Scion.
All right. And you shot this one, correct?
Yeah, the one that I shot at you.
Yep.
I am shooting this other one that's trying to wake up the fucker.
Okay.
So I also have elemental burst. Mine are repulsor rays, but regardless.
All right.
With my +0, a 10.
A 10. A 10 just meets his agility defense. So he takes 4 points of damage there.
Yep.
And what sort of elemental does
so it's literally just the Iron Man gauntlet.
Okay,
so
force. Yeah.
You get
literally
just
out.
Right,
Force energy.
So yeah, slams in and knocks this thing off center, and you can see a couple sparks where the scrub bot has begun to pull back some of the chassis of this thing and try and hotwire restart the third robot.
The common Marvel element force.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, over this way. Shoot at us.
It's energy is the Iron Man is the Iron Man.
Yeah.
Blast.
Right, yeah. It's a right. Fantastic. This guy's gonna get a little closer and take another shot at Scion here.
I may
What's
have
your
erred in
agility
drawing
defense?
attention. My agility defense is 10.
Okay, so just
The
meets it, beats it. So you take another
Yep,
three
another 3.
3 points of damage as another
Motherfucker!
impact. This one hitting kind of lower torso and just dispersing energy across your waist
I
and hip.
appreciate that the two of you are drawing all the attention away from the person running into melee.
Yep,
All right.
that's okay. Once you get there, you'll be drawing the attention away from us.
This thing is fairly single-minded, and 4 points of damage is not enough to
Damn it.
draw.
All right, fine.
So here's the thing. In order to he's going to have to make a logic roll. You got an 18 on yours.
Correct.
Excuse me. So I'm going to say he's basically trying to undo damage or
Fair
reduce
enough.
a condition. If he this is the first round that this one has been inactive. If he can beat a 14, that will reduce the total that you had by 1. If he can beat an 18 entirely, he can just get this thing up and running and it'll be able to move again next round.
Fair enough. It's
All
fine
right.
if he wakes it up, I'll just put it back to sleep.
That is a 12. He is mandibles deep in his friend, trying to get him started, but can't quite find what you may have switched off.
If you're mandibles deep in your friend and can't get them started, you might be doing something wrong.
I feel like
interestingly
mandibles
enough,
deep in his friend should be the second subtitle for this.
Interestingly enough, these robots are asexual.
Fair enough.
What's wrong then? Yeah. Get out.
But that brings us to Calavera.
All right. My movement, I jump. My action, I move.
There you go.
I like tear over and through these boxes.
There you go. Yeah, no, you just splinters of crates just absolutely everywhere, splashing into the canal, scattering across the pavement.
You need to make a teleporter friend.
Yeah, right. She's just doing the superhero run, but disregarding the fact that they are cardboard boxes.
Where's Manifold when you need him? I'm sure he's not busy doing other things.
Give me some time to level up. I can't learn teleporting yet.
Yeah.
Arcana.
She just adjusts her aim. More lightning crackles across her glove, and she just fires another shot at the one that had been trying to shoot it at Scion.
Okay.
You did a teleporting friend, or to not enter combat until I'm like 5 feet away from them.
I believe I still hit it 10.
10 still hits it. Absolutely. Yep. 5 more damage to, and still this closer guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that's been shooting Scion.
Yep. Yeah, you can start to see some sparking and scorching on the chassis of this thing. And yeah, you're definitely having an effect. Any movement from Arcana?
I will, because we're gonna need to start figuring out what the hell these things are in a minute. So I will just move down here so that I can follow after Calavera if I need to.
Okay. Scion, back to you.
I don't want to wake that thing up, and he's gonna be going next.
Well, I mean, best you can tell, it's been out for 1 round. It has 2 more, and it has not been restarted yet.
No, absolutely. I'm gonna try to reach into this other one.
Okay.
And tell it I'm going to try to override its repair command.
Okay.
To attack. Not its friend. I'm just trying to shift it to its original.
Trying to shift its attention off the repair.
To its original
forget repairing your friend. Focus on fighting.
Yes. Murder us.
Go ahead and give me another machine telepathy roll then.
All right. We'll see how this goes. 16.
16 is enough. Absolutely. You see the sort of electrical discharge, little minor welds and solders that it's trying to do in order to repair the depowering here. Suddenly those things pull back and flare brighter and are turned more towards the south rather than its companion.
Calavera incoming.
Could have told it to stop. Instead, you told it to attack.
Yep.
I figured that would be easier because that was
No,
a previous
I'm just teasing
subroutine.
because that's also very Marvel. That's very like
It is.
very superhero. Like
Yep. Okay. So let's get everything set here then. So this guy, on their turn, one of them's going to shoot at one of them. Yep, they're going to continue their assault. One of them still is snoozing. Let's see. 14 logic. Yeah, he's going to still focus his fire. So you're getting one more elemental burst for Scion.
Dope. It's fine.
It's a 10 to hit.
It's still a hit.
All right, for 4 more electrical damage. Meanwhile, Calavera, this
I'm
one
still good.
scrambles over its friend and runs right up in your business.
See, I'm helping.
yeah, now I can't get to the one that was shooting you.
Fine.
Melee
That's-
attack for 9.
Miss.
Oh, nope,
Hard
sorry.
miss.
He's got he does have edge on that though because he has multiple limbs. So several of these sparking arms come in at you. And wow.
Still the same thing.
Rolled another one. So yep, that that doesn't change. Yeah. You see a number of these sort of like taser like
Yeah, no, I think
strikes coming in
those
and
reinforced bones and like the sort of the crab claws just erupt from her back and just sort of like start. You've got multiple limbs, so do I. Start parrying just like knocking away the stabs.
fantastic. That brings us to Calavera's turn then.
Cool. I would like to destroy this thing.
Go for it.
So action. I'm going to try to. I'm just going to do a vicious attack on this one in front of me.
All right.
Since I'm not, I don't think, in the space to do. Yeah, I have to be within reach to do to target 2 with fast attacks.
Make a close attack. Yep. And if you get a fantastic success, special things happen.
Oh, I see. Yeah, wait. Nope.
Nope. You still have to click the attack under your ability scores grid.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Oh well. Okay.
So yeah, just make a melee attack.
And making sure that I've got that. I do. It's times 3. Yes. Okay.
Click on the little formula there.
Well, blam.
There you go. 14
14.
definitely hits.
13.
Yeah. So you just carve your bone claws through this thing. And it takes a big chunk. You can see bits of circuit board go scattering along with some of the metal exterior of its shell. And there's just some exposed mechanics inside with little bursts of electricity.
Yeah, so the back claws reach out to parry away the attacks, and then they retract back in. And as they do, two large blades just erupt from the back of both of her forearms. She stabs into it and uses that stab to flip over it. As I'm going to use my movement to jump over to here and move to there.
Okay.
Nice.
Arcana.
So Arcana hops over to this end of the boat as well, and sort of as she sort of hops onto the guy's roof, she's like, "Sorry, sir, I'll be out here to wait in just a minute," and just levels the hand again and fires off at the one that she's been.
There's a
shooting.
torrent of Filipino back at you.
18 for 7 damage.
18 for 7
Nice.
damage. And is that on the close one or the one that was shooting at Scion?
The one that's been shooting at Scion.
Okay.
The one that I've been shooting.
Right. Another burst. Both of these guys are looking a little bit damaged, a little bit, and are starting to spark heavily. And it's Scion's turn.
All right, I'm going to. I'm gonna try to finish this thing off since the other
Okay.
one. This is turn.
This is so. This next round will be the last one that this thing is inactive.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to finish this the one we've been shooting at off.
Okay.
So 13 for 6 damage.
Okay. It's wobbling, definitely on its last
Okay.
legs.
And I'm going to. It's going to be the long way, but then I don't have to jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I stop getting shot at. Hopefully,
I
Potentially.
mean, theoretically, you could also just pass under. I'm assuming that's like a overhang. You could probably walk
This is
under
an
that.
this is an awning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. So it's like a
okay.
it's like a kiosk sort of thing. But yeah,
I
there's room to
can-
maneuver on under through that roofed area
2,
if you'd
3.
like.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Mhm.
Take cover in
Yeah,
the building.
and right now, and if you want to, you can drop down because there's some cover back here. There's like a
Cool.
little shop kiosk counter sort of thing. All of the gear has been stripped off of it because whoever sells here has apparently closed down for the evening.
Right.
But yeah, there's a little like sort of hot dog cart level barrier that you can crouch down behind if you need to.
Cool.
These two are all going to concentrate on the person who's close to them now.
Come on.
And they get edge on their melee attacks because they have extra limbs. Ooh. All right, so 17 to hit Calavera.
17 will hit. I do have a reinforced skeleton, which is health damage reduction 1.
Okay, so that 6 times 2 would now be just 6.
Yeah.
So 6 damage to you for that. Yeah, because these are just standard melee attacks. So they don't have a particular power involved in them, so they don't get anything special on the crit. And then for the next one, another 6. So you've taken 12 damage as you just feel these 2 impacts. And while they might not be able to get much material into and past your bone plating, those discharges of electricity don't really give a fuck about your armor.
Yeah.
And you feel that the burning and spasm as your muscles lock up a little bit as the fibers contract.
All right.
And this one is actually going to use a little bit of a maneuver. And this one's going to scuttle around to this side. Okay, Calavera, back to you.
They're both in reach still, though, so I'm going to use my fast attacks this time.
Okay.
So I'm going to split my attack to make 2 close attacks against separate targets within reach. On a success, the affected target takes half regular damage. On a fantastic success, takes full damage, and I get to make another attack. So I'm going to. So both the ones next to me are going to take an attack. A 14 and a 20. The 20
All right.
The 14
So actually, you just make a single melee attack and compare it to the target's melee defenses. You don't make 2 attacks.
It says make 2 close attacks.
Right, but look at the instructions on how it says you execute that. Make a single melee check and compare it to all of your target's melee defenses.
So
it's 1 attack. If they have different defenses, it's possible that you hit one, but not the other. Fortunately, these guys both have the same melee defense, which is 10.
So you split that 8 and 8 then between the 2 of them.
Yeah.
Right. So they each take 8 damage.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, I get the 2 arm blades suck back in, and then from the back, these long spider-like bone limbs just reach out and stab into both of them.
Wondrous. The one below you just rip out its interior entirely, and it kind of falters and slumps to the ground in a few different pieces. The one above you looks like it's pretty heavily damaged. Which brings us to Arcana again.
I'm gonna finish making this jump, and then I believe I am still in range. Yep. So she jumps, looks at the scattered boxes. Did you really need to make such a mess? And just puts the hand up and fires a lightning bolt into the
Go for it.
into the remaining active one. 15 for 7 damage.
All right. You overwhelm whatever energy dampeners are built into this thing, and it also just sputters and deactivates, leaking smoke out of the crevices of its chassis. And Calavera, you can smell that sort of burnt plastic, destroyed electronics kind of odor from this thing next to you. Is that everything for Arcana's turn?
Well, seeing that it collapses, she'll just call over to Scion. If you can shut that last one down again, we might be able to capture it.
That's my hope. Please don't destroy it. We need information.
I'll only rip its
All
nuts
right,
off.
Scion, go for it.
All right, I'm going to try and I'm going to try to sleep lock it.
Okay.
Just power down.
I was gonna say it is currently deactivated, so you will have edge on this roll.
All right. So yeah, I is there, since I've kind of been in its head, so to speak, is there just a general like full power off thing? Mode, like a full inactive standby mode.
Right. Yeah,
that
you can aim for that.
Okay, I'm gonna go for that then.
Alrighty.
You have an edge, so you can reroll that too.
16, Yep.
Hey.
18.
I'll say with another 18, you fully power this thing down, and it's just in inert standby mode.
Dope. It's good.
Excellent.
Okay.
I
Well
walk out
done.
of this little thing with an apple in my mouth and just walk over here, do the very careful hop.
Give me
make my way
a agility check.
Okay, cool. I can't wait for this to go well.
Non-combat agility check.
7. Just doody.
Right. So yeah, you fully eat it into the canal. So I'm going to say you're right about here right now. No, most of these boats have some level of keel on them. These are little coracles, which is literally like a half sphere, just floating. No hull, no nothing. And so you jump onto it expecting a little bit of resistance, there is none. This is full on American Ninja Warrior on the bouncy balls. And it flips and then manages to reorient itself, but not before your ass is soaked in canal water, which is not the most hygienic or clean service.
No.
Unfortunately, I don't think this canal has like a rapid flow though, so you can just like
it's not
scrabble.
A particularly rapid flow. What's your swim speed?
Good question. 3.
I'm
3.
I'm heading over towards her to give her a hand up.
Okay.
Yeah, Arcana stands up from the rubble of the crates that she had been crouching behind to fire that last blast and like shakes a few more sparks out of the gloves and starts walking over.
Between the two of you, it's easy. It's fairly easy to get Scion out of the canal.
Nobody saw that. That didn't happen.
Of course not, love.
The worst thing is the damage to your clothes.
I'm talking about that.
All right, well, let's see if we can figure something out with this thing, Arcana says as she walks over to the deactivated drone.
All right. So what's the idea here?
I am going to...
I'm going to stand in the back and watch.
We got a couple of engineers here. We can probably figure something out with this.
Yep. I'm going to first of all flip it over. I'm looking for, the odds are not great, but there are some really stupid weapons designers in the Marvel universe. So I am looking for any kind of signifier of like who this comes from.
Stark Industries on the bottom.
Syria. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. But serial number, any kind of portion of it that like wireless mode, anything that would allow us to track where it's come from, or where it would be going to.
I will. Your logic is one better than mine, so I will help to give you an edge on that.
I have Gearhead, so I have an edge on logic checks to figure out how machine works. So
You get 2 edges.
is double edge a thing?
Yes,
Yeah,
they stack.
Yeah,
You can
All
keep,
right.
you can
edges,
keep
edges
using
can
them.
stack.
Nice.
I will say, however, this thing has specifically it's not anything you're going to be able to find physically. You're going to have to dig into. So there is a trouble on this. So you will only end up with 1 edge because this was built with some level of security in mind.
That's fair.
We'll get 1 edge
but
instead of a trouble.
Yep.
So that would be a
well,
16
fuck, with a 16
with a
and a fantastic success. I'm going to say
use that edge on that 2, make it better.
Well,
no, there was only
trouble.
1 wet. There was only 1 edge.
Only 1 edge.
Oh, okay. You only had 1.
Edges and trouble cancel each other out 1 to 1. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So 16
you
with
and
a
I are like
fantastic,
standing
though.
over. It's like, what about mate? Is that where it is? We're like poking around it with.
Right.
Hang on,
Yeah.
let me just see if I can spark his database. Tap.
Yep. Right. Yep. So basically, you guys are able to figure out a way to you start to disassemble it, looking for serial numbers and that sort of thing. You can see a few places where there were serial numbers, but they have been filed off effectively, where any sort of identifying barcodes or anything on the physical components of this thing have been removed intentionally.
So we're going to take it apart and take out its
right. So you start Arcana there, you go, well, maybe we can activate some of its internal database without turning the entire thing back on. And Scion, you attach a couple of cables so that you can start to dig through the actual code on this thing. You find that this thing is titled a Scenario Cleanser Model Biodisposal 077.
Scenario Cleanser Model Biodisposer.
I put it in chat for you.
Biodisposal 007. Well, that's pleasant. That doesn't sound genocide at all.
Right. And looking at the internal workings of this thing, it's effectively, they're not really meant for extended combat or anything like this. They're meant to clean up crime scenes effectively, destroy evidence, make it so that it's hard to track or pick up any forensic stuff. And, you can find some metadata in there. They basically call them scumbots or scrub bots, mostly.
Okay.
But with a fantastic result, however, you do find some fragmented code and recordings on this thing, where you may be able to go back and sort of backtrace where this thing has been and what it's seen. Effectively from its cameras and scanners and internal navigational systems.
Okay.
So you at least have effectively you've yanked a hard drive of usable data out of this thing.
And I've got that. We don't need the machine anymore.
No, you've basically you have the memory chips upon which that data is stored.
I'm gonna take a couple pull my. One of you two have a phone. Mine's wet.
Yeah, here. She'll pull out her own.
While they're
just take some picture of it.
While they're going over that, I'm just keeping an eye out for anything. Any more of these, or anybody suspicious looking? Keeping an eye on us.
Sounds good. Roll me vigilance.
9.
Don't see anybody active.
Arcana just taking.
Gentleman in the boat to your south basically poked his head out, saw that whatever conflict was happening was over, and decided to go back to bed.
Fair. All right, we're good.
Do we still have that connection back to Krakoa?
Not currently, because somebody's phone got wet.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But you know that Mistral was headed back to the gate and was going to come back with help as soon as possible, effectively.
We don't need the racist murder bot anymore.
Okay, I throw them in the lake or in the river.
Yeah, there's a series of splashes as Calavera just dumps these
I see it
these
go
machines
in.
into the canal.
It's waterproof.
Yeah, but is it sink proof?
They do seem to head straight for the bottom of the canal.
Fair, but that one will eventually reactivate. Oh, well, that's a magical problem.
Calavera's
Well,
like
and
looking at you
with
like,
that
huh?
fantastic success, you get the idea that these things would have done their job and then maybe even just
And then-
gone home if they'd been or been recollected or whatever. They're not meant. It was only because they noticed you guys coming,
Right.
that they went into defense mode effectively.
Being minorly magical and this being a minor magic trick that would not probably have its own power devoted to it, can I just like siphon off the water from Scion's phone and just get it to where it can start up again?
Give me a logic check. DC on
Would
this
it be
one.
ego for magic?
It's specifically trying to repair technology. Which
Okay,
falls
so fair enough. I'm
specifically
decent
under
at logic
purview
too,
of
anyway.
logic.
But, you know.
Yeah. You're going to be looking at a 14 on this one. I'm going to say.
So close.
Yeah. No. Right now, looking at it, with an 11, I'll say it's Krakoan tech. So likely it just needs time. It will self-repair. But for the moment, it's deactivated until that sort of plant tech hybrid structure that these things tend to have metabolizes the moisture, regrows some circuitry, and is able to transmit electronics internally without risk of shorting things out as much.
Well, these things are
Phone will be
here.
out. Phone should fix itself in a minute, but
Yeah. If these things are here, that means it probably happened here. I know Boatman looks like he was asleep, but maybe he saw something.
yeah, let me go and speak to him. Well, actually, fuck. Any of us speak? What was the language of the area?
He was speaking Filipino.
Yeah. Anyone here speak Filipino?
I do not. Let me check something here. I don't know if telepathy lets you
Nope.
bypass language. I mean, can kind of. I could put. Yeah, I could potentially.
We can also just look around.
Of course, that being the, I would have to telepathically link with him, which might open another can of worms. So yeah, let's.
I mean, I can always
Let's start
literally
looking.
just pull up Google on my phone and translate English to Filipino.
Yeah, true. No, Kelliver is right. Let you go talk to him. We'll look around.
Agate's a big
Yeah.
rock. Agate's a big guy made of rocks. There's only so many ways that you can get him out of an area.
Yeah, and that'll also be easy enough to try and describe to this gentleman. And I'll pull up my phone and start pulling up Google Translate and try and communicate with the boatman to try and see if he saw Agate getting dragged off somewhere.
Okay.
I want to look at it and see if there's any like agate debris, or like scuff marks around.
All right. So vigilance for Calavera, an
I'm
ego
also
check
doing that.
for Scion. You do have trouble on this because you're trying to do it
For
through
Arcana.
or for Arcana. Yep. And what's Scion doing?
Same. I am also saying.
Damn
I'm helping Calavera.
It's still a 9. It didn't get
Okay.
worse.
Right. Yeah. Let me take a look at one thing.
Oh, I did not mean to edge roll that, but that does. But regardless, 16 on a vigilance.
16 on vigilance for
Yep.
you. And 8. So Scion, you find a few fragments of jade colored rock that look like they came off of agate. Yeah.
Okay.
They are leading up this direction.
I did not. Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah, which direction?
The scene is about to be very Marvel, with one person trying and failing to talk to someone local, and the other people just finding the trail of evidence.
Yeah, it's like gesturing towards the big green scratch marks going away.
Took him north.
Let me see. Target number for this. Yeah, with a 9, he does not. It's not that you're not getting him something he can understand. He's just very much in "don't bother me, I don't want to talk to you" mode. Whatever your problems are, they are not currently mine at the moment.
I don't know. I should go back and check and see what what everyone else has found. Boatman wants to have his nap. Wasn't really keen to talk. What'd you find?
So it was definitely dragged up north.
All right. Well,
Do we go?
I mean,
Do we go after? Or do we wait for help?
Calavera's already following the scratch marks.
All right, never mind.
we can't really let her go off on her own.
All right.
I mean,
and
no, we
probably
can't. But
also already fully healed by this point.
Given your ability with machine telepathy and that sort of thing, what you've got that you pulled off of that scumbot functions as, since it's a component, this is now a simple machine that you've got access to. So you can just, if you want to try and get more information, you can just run through the data as quickly as you can if you want.
I am following along, probably needing to be directed a little bit because I'm not looking down. I will be tripping over shit.
Yeah, but Arcana will have an arm on Scion's shoulder and just sort of help walk.
You also would have noticed that the injuries that Calavera took have already healed back. Like, all the wounds are just completely gone.
But yeah, I am trying to figure out where they came from overall, where they were supposed to go next once this was done.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a logic check.
All right.
You can get help from other people on this if you want.
I will provide,
because you guys are starting to collect and collate data. Because Calavera, as you come up here, you find they're faint, but you can see kind of a wide base set of tire tracks, which matches with what Mistral said about they threw him in a van, effectively.
Yeah. So van marks over here. This doesn't look like the kind of city that you can get around very easily in a van, at least in this section, is it? Or is it just the map that we have?
No, there's plenty of drivable areas. Like, this is a little bit of a cul-de-sac.
You've got an edge.
But as you head out on this map, more or less eastward, you get into easily drivable territory. Yeah. 16 total.
I got 16.
Okay. Well, at rank 1.
Do you not have a second edge from your gearhead thing?
That's true, I do.
Yeah, you can give yourself another one there.
On this.
Mm-hmm.
Still 16.
Okay. All right. So at this stage, that still meets a, quote, ridiculous level of difficulty. So I'm going to say, pulling the information off of that, seeing where Calavera is pointing things off of, you're able to pull a few time-stamped geo-coordinates off of this Scrubbot's data that effectively gives you a breadcrumb trail out into Madripoor, where this thing probably originated. Based on the schedule that you're able to find, there are also a number of older ones, and you're able to pick up those time-stamped coordinate locations and say, this thing spent the most amount of time, almost like it was in storage.
Right.
at a certain location here in Madripoor, going back at least a week or two.
And I'm just going to start leading us that way.
Okay. Are you
North
guys going
here, or go a block north or west here, turn here, blah blah.
Are you guys going on foot? Because this is several miles away, still within city limits, but it's just how much time do you want to take? You can try and hail a cab if you want to, or something like that.
Is there like a?
Do we have money that's good here?
If we have money that's good here.
Is
Fair
there
enough. Yeah, let's get a cab or something.
Is there like a loose motorcycle anywhere?
Give me a vigilance roll.
Let's say we could also just
call it an 11.
wire a car.
16.
You see two
Arcana
potential.
knows how to do that. She doesn't want to steal someone's car.
You see two potential vehicles you could utilize. A couple of which, both of which actually, no motorcycles, but definitely at least two vehicles just kind of parked nearby that definitely are big enough to hold all three of you.
I mean, we could call a cab and waste time, or I point towards a vehicle.
Or we could not steal somebody's shit. There's cabs literally all down these roads.
Okay, but in fairness, does anybody have actual cash money? Because I don't know if Madripoor cabs take credit cards.
I mean, I have American money. I'm sure. I don't know if they'll fucking take it, but
Give me a logic roll.
Look, it's Madripoor. If they didn't want the car stolen, they shouldn't have brought it to Madripoor.
14.
I have
14. It is unlikely that. So you can pretty much guarantee a cab is not going to take a credit card that any of you guys have on hand. And you might, with a high enough ego check, be able to convince them to take other types of actual physical currency. But there's not necessarily a guarantee on that.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
I don't know how to hotwire, but I can get in. I just bust through the glass.
You
And it just pinches the bridge of their nose.
that's yeah, I could have done that too. Fuck. I open the door,
Logic
sweep
minus
glass
zero.
off of the driver's seat. All right, give me a second.
Are you going at this old school style, or are you using machine telepathy again?
No, I'm actually just gonna hotwire it.
Oh, okay, give me a logic.
That's probably a gearhead. Gearhead applies there.
Yeah, gearhead would definitely apply to hot wiring a vehicle.
This is the moment at which Arcana realizes she was the only one that actually had a normal upbringing.
I figured my backstory would have given you both that already.
Like I hotwired a helicopter at 12.
Now the real question is, do you know how to drive?
Yes.
Yes.
This is the point at which Arcana realizes she's the only one that had a normal upbringing that included things like don't steal people's shit.
Yeah.
No, I know not to steal people's shit. I just know how to steal people's shit.
Right. Look,
I
Scion was brought up by a hypothetical Tony Stark who had the philosophy: the only way you know if something's really yours is if your security software is good enough to keep everybody else out.
Right. And you had to learn how to steal stuff because that's how you learn how to prevent people from taking your stuff.
Exactly.
I wasn't actually stealing stuff
Penetration testing.
myself.
Pen testing, yeah.
Yeah. Just have those skills. And unfortunately, Dad's not here to tell me no. So hold on just a second.
Whereas I was
Dip
raised,
underneath the truck.
Whereas I was raised in the streets trying to survive, fighting against genocidal maniacs.
Yeah. This is why we make a good team, all of us. We all have different experiences and skill sets.
Swearing under her breath in Gaelic.
All right.
Yeah, in about 3 seconds flat, you strip a couple wires and this thing turns completely over.
Because I guarantee it will become relevant, is driving an agility check or is it a logic check?
Depends on the situation.
All
If
right.
we're talking any sort of like action driving stuff, that's going to be agility.
Right. Or well, versus like operating a highly advanced vehicle would probably be more
Would be
logic.
more logic. Yep.
Do you want to drive?
I mean, you guys have ranged attack, so if we get attacked on the road, you're better off than I am.
That is actually legit. That's a smart thought. Yep.
Logic
Hop
two,
out.
not
I scoot over in the shotgun.
Amazing.
I will get into the driver's seat.
So the three of you pile into a stolen vehicle and head off into Madripoor, following a short sort of jury-rigged Google
reroute.
Maps course that Scion has thrown together from the various data points she's been able to glean from the
Crucially
Scumbot's
important
hard
question.
drive. Absolutely.
What in the tape deck? Because I'm assuming this just has a tape deck
Yeah.
and radio.
Mhm.
What tapes are in the glove compartment?
So there's a few different things. There is, to no one's surprise, a Best of Queen.
Okay,
That's staying in.
Right.
that's first pick.
Right.
That's some twins.
They also have at least and none of that's the only one where it's like, oh, this was a published cassette that was actually. The rest of them are mixes.
Those get thrown out the window, and that's the
You don't even try any of them out.
I'm not. Nope.
Okay.
Just throw
Mix
out Star
it.
Lord's awesome mix.
Yes, they're all Star Wars mixtapes.
If we just happened to steal Peter Quill's car that was in Madripoor, it's on him for leaving it in Madripoor before he went off to wherever, nowhere or whatever,
Later, he
wherever
back,
he went.
Where's my fucking car?
Where's my fucking car? Fine. I guess I won't Google any K-pop groups. But yeah. And you guys haul ass off into Madripoor.
Yep.
About 45 minutes of driving, because you're trying to follow a breadcrumb trail, and then, but of course there's a lot of space in between these data points, so sometimes you're having to just say, all right, well, we're trying to look for such and such an intersection or whatever,
Right.
But eventually, so you're really probably only about 25 minutes drive from where you started, but there's several loops that you have to do through neighborhoods to try and find your next data point.
Yep.
And eventually get to a place where you pull off in an alleyway, and the storage coordinates seem to be about 40 or 50 feet below you.
All right. Look around. Is there any buildings that look particularly suspicious?
Let's have some vigilance checks.
Or anything that looks.
I'm still concentrating, so I still have. I'm still copying. Scion's vigilance.
14.
14.
So there's going to be one higher than whatever it says. So 12.
Okay.
18.
We've got an 18. We've got a 14 with a fantastic. And we've got a 12.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, you did. Mm-hmm. So here's what we're gonna say. Vigilance wise, you guys are able to determine, starting from the bottom with a 12 for Arcana. You're looking around and you definitely see in the dirt of this sort of alleyway that you guys have pulled off on a number of fairly fresh tire tracks. So somebody has definitely been down here before you guys, and reasonably recently. With a fantastic on a 14, I'll say that you that Calavera follows that up by seeing another bit of sort of jade colored residue, almost like there was either an impact or a struggle or something, but you definitely find evidence of agate leading a little further down the alleyway.
Oh, good.
And then on an 18 for Scion, looking around, everything here, it's mostly like apartment buildings and that sort of thing. And you're in a back alley. Some of these are like shops and stuff, so there's places to load. There's a small loading dock down on one of these structures. But you notice that there is one of these places that has a much more sophisticated keypad entry than the other ones do. And whereas the other ones, they have mostly like bolt locks and hinge doors, this one looks like an electronically powered pocket door, where instead of swinging open and closing, it literally whoosh, slides back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That way.
Right.
Agate's definitely.
All right, Miss Stark, you think you can talk that door open for us?
Yeah. Good. I'm glad. I had a legitimate concern that wherever we were following was that they might not be storing their
drones in the same place as they keep agate. Yeah, probably.
Exactly.
But we seem to have found the right place.
All right. I'm guessing this is probably going to be a little harder than taking control of the drone, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try and reach out and convince the door to open for us.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me your machine telepathy roll first.
13.
Does gear head apply here because you're dealing with a machine?
Let me look
at
gear head.
It says they have an edge on logic checks to figure out how any machine works.
I'll say that applies here.
Okay.
Why not?
17.
17. Woo! All right. 16 was your DC on this.
Okay.
You managed to, so you interface with this this keypad and security system.
Hello, door.
And find that. All right. So I'll give you a choice here.
Okay.
You can either use this roll to diagnose how this thing works, or you can use this roll to simply try and immediately bypass and get it open.
I'm going to go with the first one.
Okay.
Because that's not going to, that gives us a chance to avoid any potential security.
All right. Okay. With a 17, you catch that there is this is meant as a keypad entry, and there's a 4-digit code to it, which you feel like you could probably crack pretty easily.
Okay.
However, all the information and inputs are logged and sent to a computer further down. So if like an incorrect code is entered, or even if the correct code is entered, but it's a weird time or they weren't expecting somebody, they will know that the front door gets opened effectively, unless you can find a way to bypass that.
All right, we can get this open. But unless I'm real good and I can get around their logging, they're going to know.
It logs if the door is opened?
It logs a lot of things, but yes. If the door opens, I mean, it'll send it regardless, but that will be if it's
do you think you can convince the keypad to not send that signal?
I can try.
Would it log it if we open the door?
That's going to be the trick, though.
Would it log it if we open the door without using the keypad?
How thick is this door?
The concrete on it seems to be pretty thick. You can't really tell visually because, you're on one side of it right now.
Yeah, Colossus, you ain't last. I don't think you're going to be able to punch your way through that.
And I'm pretty sure that will be it will send I am under attack or something like that.
I'm just curious.
Whatever you said didn't come through, son.
I was just curious.
No, it's a legit question. All right, I'll give this a try.
I will help.
Worst comes to worst, they know we're coming.
Yeah, I will help to provide an extra edge.
All right.
Okay, so here's how this will work then. You've already used your gearhead to figure out how it works, so you won't have an edge from that. But on a 13 or better, you can brute force the code and at least get the thing open. On an 18 or better, you can also patch in a small amount of code at the same time to prevent it from sending the, hey, somebody's gotten through the door.
All right. Well, we'll see how this goes.
You got one edge from my assistance.
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, hit that too. Hey,
that would be an
Amazing.
18.
That would be an 18 proper.
Why does this system like me the way no other system does?
It appreciates
no
the amount
other
of time.
system.
It appreciates the amount of time you have spent reading X-Men.
Okay,
rolling
fair.
rolling 3d6 drastically increases your odds. Basically, you can roll bad on one, but still have a good roll.
Yeah, no, that is fair.
So you start to functionally access the internals of this thing and utilize your input devices to shield and cut off the communication to the systems further into whatever this installation is, while at the same time managing to roll through a series of inputs looking for one that fits credentials. And
I'm like,
after,
hey, Door, how's your day? How are you doing? You having a good? Yeah. And yeah, I'm doing my best to just befriend the door, and like when it's ready to open, it's like, hey, you don't need to tell them. It's okay. We're cool, right? We're cool.
Okay.
All right.
And the door whoosh, hisses open with the sound of releasing pressure, and there is a wide spiral metal staircase in front of you. And there's a beat of silence as you can see the faint flicker and glow of probably fluorescent light a little further down. And that's where we're going to take our break.
All right. Those of you that are watching live, please stay tuned to these commercial messages. And remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do whatever you need to do. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. We're back. A dinosaur story.
So, all y'all are positioned around this open doorway in a Madriporan alley where you believe your friend Agate was captured and likely taken. There's a wide spiral staircase, probably a good 10 feet across. This is enough room that one of people could pass each other going down. Built out of, kind of the standard industrial corrugated metal kind of, with the sort of hash mark grip on it to make it so that you don't lose traction too easily going down. So what is everybody's plans as we begin this section of things?
My plan is to take point and go down the stairs.
Okay.
I am going to telepathically reach out to Mistral.
Okay.
Hey,
Hello. Yeah, it's me.
it's Ion. Hey, so I think we found where it is or was taken. Send me
Yeah.
the information.
Okay.
Did you get anybody yet?
I have told people, and everybody's super busy, and there's lots of scrambling around and people yelling about things. Actually, less yelling than I thought. But
That's
everybody,
good.
there's a lot going on though. And yeah. So with that, they're getting things together as quick as they can.
Okay.
But it's apparently it's not like that Wolverine and Tempo just were hanging around waiting for something to happen.
Right,
So
right. I didn't imagine.
Are you guys okay?
We're good. The three of us are fine. We are
Good.
going into a secret underground facility. Here is the location. So if something happens to us, you know where to go.
All right.
Well, you know where to come regardless. You know where to tell
right.
people to go.
Nope. I'm seeing it. That's weird. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, text me that as well so that I have something because I can't show people the same way you're showing me.
Right. Yeah. No, that's fair. Is my phone fine?
Not yet. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I can't. You'd always tell your mom.
No, abso-fucking-lutely not.
I was wondering when that suggestion was going to make its way out.
Absolutely not.
I mean, she'd be able to. Of all people, she would not forget that image.
Look, I can't text you the information right now. My phone got wet. It's fixing itself.
Oh.
Just if you can't explain it, find a telepath.
No, I can explain it.
Find a telepath. The island is lousy with them. And
Okay.
somebody else can do it somebody else can relay for you.
Okay.
Or just tell whoever is getting together that you have the information in your head. They'll find a telepath who can get it.
Okay.
We're going in. So if I don't contact you again, we've probably been captured. At that point, you might want to go find my mom.
Okay.
Not until then.
Who's your mom? Oh, no, you told me who your mom was. Oh, God. Okay.
At no point until you are certain that we have been captured are you to contact my mother and tell her this.
Oh, yeah, no, that's. I don't know if you know this about me yet, Sai, but I am not the sort of person who just thinks, oh, look, there's a member of the council. I'm sure they've got time to talk to me right now.
Right. No, good.
Yeah.
The longer it takes for her to find out about this, the better.
That's how you end up blacklisted. Yeah. No, it's
All right.
stay safe and
Yep.
yeah, let me know anything you can as soon as you can.
All right. Will do.
Okay.
How's your health levels, by the way, Jeremy?
I'm still above half.
So I'll
I'm
point
fine.
you to a section called healing.
Yeah, I need to look at that.
So generally, for you can regain lost health and focus equal to your rank for every hour,
Yep.
which for you guys is 1 per. For every hour you sleep, it's 2 per.
2.
If you want to recover faster, you can spend a point of karma to make that happen instantly. During combat, this requires an action. And you make a resilience check, target number 10.
And I have 1 karma right now, right?
Yep. And on a success, you total up the number normally and multiply it by your rank, just like you would with a damage roll, and that's how many health or focus points you get back up to your maximum. Fantastic success doubles it.
I'm already fully healed because of healing factor.
Yes.
Oh, I need to see if I should spend my karma or I should.
Because healing factor says that at the end of my turn, I regain
karma is a reroll.
hit points equal to my resilience.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and spend that now.
Okay.
I should probably get some health back. So I spend that. I make a resilience check.
Difficulty 10.
I wonder
Target
if the
number 10.
reason why does health is health damage reduction cumulative?
No, you use the highest source.
You use the highest source. Yep.
So okay, so I succeeded. So I total up the number and multiply by. So I got 11 health back.
You got 11 health back. Yep.
All right, I'm almost full.
All right. And you are
all right.
out of karma until you regen that.
Yep.
Which I believe is like an overnight thing. Or is it a chapter every session thing? Something like that.
It's
One
like
of the two.
An overnight, or you do something super heroic, or
Right. Okay. Yeah. And I don't think Arcana took any damage that last fight.
No,
so you're still topped up. Yep.
All right, let's go.
Yep. And if any of you have powers that require this expenditure of focus, make sure that you're tracking that as well.
I don't believe I do yet.
It should say in the description there.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Say in the description whether they cost focus or not.
Yeah, all my stuff is non-focus costing right now.
All right. So are we just charging down the stairs as fast as we can? What's our approach here?
I mean, I'm walking down the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like we were walking during this conversation.
All right. Give me agility checks then to establish a stealth factor for yourselves.
16.
14.
I would like, before we start going down, to let go of concentration on copying Scion's vigilance and instead start copying Calavera's agility.
My agility is 2.
Yeah, it's 1 better than mine.
Okay.
2 better than mine.
Because I know we're moving into a quiet place, and also it'd be better to have my aim on my elemental blast improved right now.
Never copy my melee.
I wouldn't copy mine either. Mine's -1.
-2.
-4.
All
So it's a
right.
16
14,
with the extra-
15,
with the extra-
16.
with-
Oh,
it's a
14,
six- it's a
16,
six-
16.
Yeah,
Okay.
with the extra +1
Sounds
from
good.
I'm the
Copy
best.
Caliber
I'm the
Sealer.
best there is in the immediate vicinity at what I do.
Hilariously,
There.
I was this close to a Marvel success.
Yep.
All right. So
Yeah, 14.
you guys quietly creep down the stairs as silently as possible. And get to, at the bottom, another secured pair, this time of double doors. This one has a keycard swipe on it. It doesn't look like a particularly complicated machine. And Scion, you're pretty sure you could just effectively, with probably a fairly simple machine telepathy, just be like, send a green signal, and it'll open these doors in front of you.
I will do that then.
Okay. They whoosh, open. And you are confronted by a broad hallway. White tiles, and fluorescent lighting overhead. It's a good ways in front of you, and you can see some glass front doors off to the left for you. As well as a little bit of a bend towards the far end, and a couple other doors further down. But also, you see at the very far end, a blinking camera that swivels onto you as these doors come open.
Well,
you have a couple moments to act at this point.
I'm gonna try to convince it to loop video.
Okay.
I'm gonna try. I'm not saying it's gonna work, but
You're a machine telepath. You're the only person who can do that.
Go ahead and give me a logic roll then.
okay.
Hey,
18.
All right.
The system does really like me for some weird reason.
Right. Yeah. So you immediately just make contact with it mentally. If this was an individual or a person, what is the message you're trying to send to it?
So everything up to now has been friendly for the most part, trying to, hey, go to sleep. Hey, buddy. Hey, Dora, how you doing? This is the equivalent of like, we are not here, and you don't want to find out what happens if they find out we're here.
Okay.
Threaten the camera.
The doors are starting to close as well. And you know that if you lose a line of sight on this thing, it's not going to work.
I'm moving in.
Stepping
in.
Like, I don't even know if Calavera would have recognized that the camera was there, and honestly would have just stepped immediately out.
All right. Sounds good. Arcana?
Arcana's following through as well.
Okay.
Hoping that Scion can handle the camera.
So that leads you all to here.
Okay.
As you come in, the camera is at this end of the hallway.
Right.
And there's a little jitter in its movement, and then it just starts to sweep back and forth again like it was before.
I think
and these doors shoot behind you and clunk. Go ahead and give me a vigilance check for Scion specifically.
Okay.
As Calavera
14.
14. Okay.
Yeah.
You notice something. Something has shifted here. You had recently been telepathically connected to Mistral back on Krakoa.
Right.
Those doors shut behind you, cut off that connection. You can still telepath. You can still feel the minds
Right.
of the two people next to you. But that's it at this point.
As Calavera stepped out into the hallway, from both arms, these two like sort of mantis-like blades just begin to extend, and also you can see from like her calf going back up, a similar style of mantis blade has extended, and she's starting to walk in, I want to say, stereotypical video game sneak mode, where she's like sort of slightly crouched over, walking on the balls of her feet, hands just at the ready. She's gone into a. This feels like something she's done before.
Fair.
So what you guys can see at this point, there's two pairs of double glass doors leading into effectively what looks like a kind of a conference room off to the side here. You can see inside that room a couple more doors. There's one here. And then you can see how the hallway extends somewhat. There's another door down here, and then it bends off into more space over this side.
We're gonna get found out eventually. It's not a matter of
All right,
if,
but
it's a matter
let's
of
try and
when.
keep it as late as we possibly can, so we can have the best chance of finding
Doing
out
what I
before things go
can.
to shit.
Question:
We are blocked off from everything outside now.
That means that
I
they knew what they
can't-
were doing.
They're side blockers, maybe. I don't know.
They were prepared for capturing mutants. To be fair, they went straight for that, so of course they were. But
Right.
this isn't some amateur kidnapping operation.
Question to
I mean,
Jack.
clearly not.
Yeah.
How does the ability to do non-lethal damage work in this system? Do you just declare that you're trying to not kill them, or do you have to do, or
So,
is like specific damage types can be non-lethal?
Generally, it's assumed that you're doing non-lethal damage when possible. However, if you are using a weapon, you can't not do non-lethal damage. So if you're fighting with, say, your bone claws or a sword, you're doing lethal damage regardless.
Cool. So I've got to drop the claw and punch instead.
If you stab a guy twice and he's still alive, and then you drop your knife and just beat him up the rest of the way, you can say that whenever he loses his last hit point, effectively, he's unconscious. But if you take somebody to 0 using a weapon, they're dead.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's how that works. All right.
Does that include like their magic attacks and stuff?
Elemental, not so much. No, you can modulate that non-lethal.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's usually just weapons specifically.
Characters using weapons are presumed to be doing lethal damage, but they can declare they're doing non-lethal damage on a case-by-case basis instead.
Yeah.
As it says here.
Uh-huh.
You can't say that you're using your bone blades non-lethally. I'm not trying to...
Not for something that has the word blade
I am
in
trying to...
As your storyteller,
I mean, tell that to Wolverine, who has apparently not killed as many people as he wants to.
Well, yeah, if you're Wolverine, sure, but Wolverine also doesn't always stab people to death.
Yeah, the reason Wolverine doesn't always do lethal damage is because he knows how to hold back.
Right. Yeah.
And like pierce him slightly as opposed to get the lung.
Which is where, as I said,
if I form a bone club instead, would that...
If you form a bone club, potentially.
Okay.
But yeah, no, which is why, Wolverine takes out the first 90% of somebody's hit points lethally, mechanically speaking, and then he just, knocks them and then he just, forehead cracks him in the nose, and that takes the last 10% out, and they're okay.
I need to look up the damage of a club.
Our club is +1.
Okay.
Yep. Basically the same as a knife.
Yeah. Daredevil can kill somebody if he wants to, but he doesn't have to.
Yep. All right.
So
Where are we going?
that's the
very
question.
quickly modifying. I was very quickly modifying the damage on all my melee attacks to be utilizing club stats instead of sword stats.
There you go.
So it's like she's got like the predatory claws out, and then pauses for a second, and all of the blades get slightly thicker and more rounded.
Nice. Cal, I am going to assume that you have more experience being in secret mutant prisons than us.
Are you saying that out loud or telepathically?
Out loud.
Okay.
Because I can only communicate with one person telepathically at a time.
She turns, looks over her shoulder, just holds up a finger to her lips. And then I'm just gonna lean up to. Is this like this right over here? Is this an indent or what is this? Or is that a?
Oh, you can go look if you want.
Yeah, no, she's like sidling up to it to take a look at it.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is a little alcove in the hallway. Looks like a kind of like a structural support location. And so there's probably like heavy beams on either side of it, more or less. And then there's a couple little canisters and stuff stored in there.
It doesn't
that
look like...
they've sort of just shunted out of the way, but there's no like passageway down there or anything that you can see.
And there's nobody in the conference room?
From what you can see, doesn't look like the conference room is currently in use.
Is that... are these like just see-through glass or are they frosted glass?
They're see-through.
Is that a door over there?
Yes.
Yes.
There's a door here that you can see. Yep.
So looking down the hallway for a little bit, she looks over and then just sort of gestures, just like points with hand and bone towards that door. And starts to move
Nods a
that
little
way.
bit.
Oh, God.
I just said nods a little bit.
Do these doors open when we approach, or do they need to be physically opened?
So they need to be physically open. Yes.
Okay, I'll try one and see if it opens.
Okay. Let me. Those two slide back.
Yeah, because the hallway is open and visible, so she's trying to find ways to get through that aren't through the hallway.
Fair enough. So you should be able to move through there now.
Okay. Does this
Alright.
door have a label or anything on it that might indicate where it goes to?
Yes, actually.
What does it say?
So there's a little bit of a logo on it, and it says security.
So walk up to it, gesture for the other two, and then point.
Walk over. Is the logo a familiar one?
Go ahead and give me a logic check if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's not one that I instantly recognize, so I wouldn't recognize it otherwise.
9.
11 for Arcana, if they might notice it.
Arcana, I'm gonna say this was a difficulty 10. So yeah. Or sorry, difficulty 11 because it was challenging. But you notice it as someone that is a corporation, sort of, that your mother has frequently referenced as being sort of a competitor in the Stark sphere. There's a series of like concentric circles, and then the outermost one is just a half arc. You know this as Advanced Idea Mechanics logo.
That's A.I.M. What the hell? I didn't think A.I.M. got in on the mutant kidnapping business.
A.I.M.
A.I.M. Sorry.
Advanced Idea Mechanics. A.I.M.
A.I.M. Sorry, A.I.M. I didn't think A.I.M. got in on the mutant kidnapping business.
A.I.M.
Advanced Idea Mechanics.
Fuck.
Ma used to talk about them occasionally, regards to work as a competitor to the Starks.
Yeah, the worst.
I'm just gonna put an ear to the door and see if if I can hear anything happening beyond it.
Give me a vigilance check.
And that's not entirely true. Hammer Industries is the worst.
15.
You hear a
You sound like one or two people. Okay. So she's like leaning up against it, holds up her hand, holds up 2, and then shakes it like maybe more.
Hold on. I want to see if I even noticed because we're busy complaining about.
Busy bitching about AIM.
Oh,
That's a fantastic success.
yep. I mean, it was for a superfluous role, though. So
Still,
that's up to you.
So here's what I'll say. You do notice that Calavetter's signals and that sort of thing. You also see a file sitting on the conference table off to the side there.
Oh, hello.
Just like a little folder.
Walk over.
And it's labeled Project Ingress.
I've got a hand.
Flip it open.
I've got a hand on the door handle. I'm not turning it. I'm just putting it there in case so I can feel someone trying to open it from the other side. And then look back at the other 2 and wait for them to be ready effectively.
Yep, I just hold up a finger as I flip it open. I'm doing a quick scan.
Go ahead and give me a logic check.
Okay.
DC on this is 16. This is some pretty in-depth
Nope.
stuff.
Nope.
Hard to make out. All you're able to pull with an 11 is there's some sort of bioengineering component of some sort.
I'll just pick up the file.
But yeah, looks like a very baseline sort of briefing of, hey, update on aspect of something, and it's like, well, all right, cool. They're doing a thing that has something to do with bioengineering. I have no idea. This is a very small part of a much greater whole that you would need in order to, understand fully what's going on here.
Arcana just puts her hands together and starts to channel energy. If we're gonna deal with the security officer, they can't tell we're here. Now's about the time.
Calaveras just gonna hold up her hands, make sure they got their attention. 3, 2, 1, and then she's going to very quickly determine if this is a pull or push door.
Okay, you slam up against the door.
No. Determine before she acts.
It is a pull door.
Okay. And then is going
Good thing too.
Yeah. Going to pull it open and very quickly rush in.
Give me vigilance, or give me initiative rolls then for everybody here as let me make sure to clear the list first. Clear.
You beekeeping motherfuckers.
I have situational awareness, so I get an edge on my initiative. And there we go.
There they have. Doodly-doo. No, and okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Oh, good. I see my target.
Oh, God.
Going last. Good.
Yes, they are. So let's start with Scion then.
All right, I am shooting this motherfucker with my okay, he's probably been shot with a repulsor ray before. He's an AIM security guy. 11 to hit.
11 just misses, unfortunately. Okay. He goes and ducks behind the monitor. You splatter some energy across the one of the monitors and then part of the wall behind him as he takes cover. You've got movement left if you'd like.
Can I move? You know what? No, I'm I'll stay where I am. Okay. I'm not going to run into the room and then get the shit knocked out of me.
Right. Well, speaking of running into the room, I assume, Calavera, it's your turn.
Movement. I would like to pin this guy directly in front of me against the wall hard enough to knock out his ancestors.
So are you going for a grab maneuver, or are you
I know I'm
trying to
going
just
for a
beat the shit
vicious
out of
attack.
him?
I'm going for a vicious
Okay.
attack with a bone club to the face.
Okay, fair enough.
I've reduced
no.
my
Go ahead and
I've reduced my modifier to a
roll
+1
me.
instead of a +2.
14's a hit
Yeah, for 10 damage.
for 10 damage. You knock him right the fuck out.
Just
Yeah, he just slumps unconscious. All right. Arcana.
Yep, Arcana's gonna step in, see the remaining guy, and just shoot lightning at them.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
So that is 11 because of the extra agility that I've taken from
All right.
Oh,
11 is unfortunately still a miss. There's another jolt of energy that comes out. The other monitor
Dude.
is now completely destroyed.
that's
Dude,
unfortunate. I can
legitimately-
spend karma for edges, right?
I believe
You can spend
so.
karma for a reroll.
Yeah, you can reroll one die for with karma.
Really?
really.
Yep. All right. Mark off your karma there, unfortunately.
Okay, this poor dude think if he's not paying close enough attention, just thinks Iron Man and Thor just busted into the room. He is the most scared that he has ever been in his life.
He is the most scared that he's ever been in his life. I'm gonna have him make a reflexive logic check. That's honestly pretty good. All right. So you see him make a movement, and suddenly the lights go red and start flashing as he hits the panic button on the desk. And then whips around, and
Well,
honestly, he's the most scared of Calavera at this point.
That's fair.
that is a fair point.
As he pulls up a honestly kind of sizable, a little bit of a bullpup configuration, but it's certainly not a handgun, and tries to shoot Calavera. For a 12 against your agility defense.
My agility defense is 12.
Okay, so you take 4 points because you still have that damage reduction up.
Yep.
You take 4 points of damage, and he yells, "You better get the fuck out of here!"
So and it's like blasts into the side of the face, and like some of the skin on her cheek just blasts away, and it reveals that hardened skeletal like armored face right now.
Ooh, you just fucked up.
She has Terminator face temporarily.
Hey,
Amazing. That brings us back to Scion then.
I'm gonna try to shoot him again.
Hell yeah.
12.
12 hits. He takes 4. As you respond with energy in kind.
Yep.
Magnificent. Still holding your position there?
Yeah, I'm going to assume for the moment that that Calavera and Arcane have this covered. This one last dude.
Okay.
I'm going to come over here and stand guard at the window, at the door, see if anybody is coming.
Okay. Sounds good. So you're keeping an eye out to
Yep.
watch for reinforcements.
Don't ruin the suits. We're gonna need those.
As with all good Marvel plots, we succeeded our first stealth check and then failed to drop the security guards.
Calavera, it's back to you.
I'm going to introduce this man to his mistakes.
Okay.
He's gonna go over the desk with
Right,
another
just
vicious attack.
right through everything. Yep.
Yeah.
Amazing. Give me another melee attack there then, I guess.
20
Oh shit.
for 16.
So it's a good thing you're actively trying to use non-lethal damage.
Oh yeah. I feel like
He'll
Otherwise-
live. He's
otherwise-
just gonna eat through a straw for the rest of his
Right,
life.
yeah. Mhm. There is definitely blood on the inside of this man's face visor, face lens.
I feel like
But-
like because she attacked with both though, like there's also a blunt instrument through the wall next to him. It's like in the like if you're on the other side of the wall in the hallway, you see a bone club just erupt out the wall.
Right.
I'm
Yep.
just peeking. I see boom. Rule 3.
as you hear from the man who you have just slammed into the wall there.
It's like there's
who
a
is-
bone shaped hole and then a human shaped indent next to it.
just like a little bit of a bulge.
Yeah.
As Arcana, on your turn, you hear coming over the PA system, this facility has been breached. Please engage emergency protocols.
Yeah. Arcana really quickly lets go of concentration on her current copy ability and just sort of waves a hand out the door, and there's sort of a slight sparkle around Scion as I'm borrowing your logic trait. And she's going to hop over the computer desk, and it'll be on her next turn, but because it takes an action to use copy ability, but she's
Right.
going to start trying to get into their security system to try and turn alarms off and take control of things.
Okay.
Maybe grab
let's
maybe
see.
grab an intact monitor from the other desk.
Fantastic. Let's see. You guys then hear
Uh-oh.
footsteps, specifically you, Scion.
Right.
Footsteps in the hallway.
Oh, at the end of my
As
turn, I
a-
heal too, so my face fixes itself.
There you go. As a pair, let's see, they can move 5.
I gotta remember my healing.
1, 2,
factor.
3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They'll stay there.
No, go there. Go there.
Yeah.
Please line yourself
as they
up
come
for
out
it.
with their own energy blasters pointed. But that's everything they can do this round. So it's you now.
Great. I've got an idea. It's a real bad one.
Is it back up and just gesture for Calavera?
Can I seeing their weapons?
Yeah.
Can I do I don't know if it would take like an action to figure out or what. Can I determine how much if these things were to these guns were to explode? Would that do a lethal amount of damage to them?
That would take an action. You would be able to use Gearhead on that. But yeah, you would make a logic check with Gearhead as your action to sort of try and analyze
Okay.
the mechanics on those.
I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
You have an edge. because of gear head.
14, 15.
15, most likely yes. If you just overloaded one of those guns, there is every possibility that it would just fucking kill whoever was holding
Fine.
it. You do have your movement left this turn, though.
I was really looking forward to the opportunity to talk to a gun to the point that it's depressed that it commits suicide. Though
You do realize you are one of the worst manufactured guns in this universe.
the guy
Do you
who's
even
holding
know
you
what company you belong to?
We've got incoming, and I am
Warfare
backing up
engineered in
this
all the
way.
wrong places.
I'm gonna back up to there.
Okay. Back to Calavera then, as you've just
I've got to
brutally
Scion.
bludgeoned somebody.
3, 4. Could I go through? So if this is 4. Could I go through the
Yeah.
glass and him to get to here?
Not at that point. No,
Okay,
that's
cool.
too tight of a squeeze. Yep.
4.
But those doors are open, so
Yeah. Hi. Vicious attack.
Excellent.
16.
For 16.
For 16.
So you know that alcove that you were just like, oh, that doesn't go anywhere.
Dude,
that's just
flew
full
in.
of some canisters and shit. Boom.
Now
Harem's
it's
off
full
the
of
corner
inmates.
and just collapses to the floor.
And then steps out full like full berserker rage mode. Steps out, stares
Roll
at
me
this
ego.
guy as the last of the damaged face heals itself back to full.
Yeah, roll me ego.
Ego attack or just ego?
Just non-combat ego.
14.
Okay, good to know.
You scared the piss out of this guy. He's gonna run.
Arcana.
Yeah, I'm trying to take over the security system right now.
Okay, give me a logic check.
I'm
Man.
borrowing Scion's logic, so it's going to be too
I love
high.
that even with a
Okay.
even with a -2
21.
situation.
I got the 616, motherfucker.
Holy
I am in
shit.
control now.
I am the captain now.
Yeah, no, you suddenly realize that this guy just hit a button and then went unconscious. He is still logged in to this security system. And
This is mine now.
you can just reach over and be like, click and turn it off or whatever you want to do, really.
I'm A, turning off the alarm. B, are there any kind of automated defenses in this place?
No,
Okay.
there aren't any turrets or anything.
Do I have like schematic and camera access?
I'll say
He was rendered unconscious too fast
you
to log off.
so you do have schematic and camera access.
Can I see where Agate is?
He's over here.
So are Agate's restraints automatic and can I let him loose?
No, they are not.
Okay.
So there's a single camera. You can see that Agate is surrounded by more or less a cylindrical force field of some sort that is not controlled from this station. And you can see that there's a larger lab with a number of other people in it and an individual in some sort of surgical garb. Let me actually make a roll there.
I forget. Does the 616 go even further beyond a fantastic success? Yeah, the ultimate fantastic roll.
Yeah.
Their character automatically sees whatever they're attempting to do, no matter the target number. They also ignore any trouble. Cannot make an... Yeah, okay, cool.
Yep. You see an individual who's wearing some sort of surgical garb that pulls out a handgun. You see a larger room kind of over here in this area. There's like a surgical table, some desks and stuff, whole bunch of, looks like a self-contained research lab with probably 3 or 4, maybe a few more people in it. But as the camera sweeps over, there's somebody wearing basically looks like a surgical garb that pulls out a handgun and shoots the camera. But you are able to get that.
Yeah, I get all of that video.
Mhm.
Can I unlock all the doors?
You can, let's see. You can unlock these front ones that you guys came in through. And then, yeah, there's a number of checks where you can just be like, deactivate, lock, deactivate, lock, deactivate, lock. Do you just open up everything pretty much?
Pretty much.
Okay, there you go.
And I will, I'll call out, I've got Agate's location.
And this guy, like you said, fucking runs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is there such a thing as an
1,
opportunity
2,
attack in this system?
3. Nope. 4.
Nope.
5. You hear a hissing sound.
Is that
Further
like
down
a
the
door that he just ran through?
More like there's some sort of, it sounds honestly more like a, well, give me a logic check.
can I do that too?
Yeah.
16.
16.
6.
6. Yeah, probably a door, Calaver. It sounds like an aerosolized emitter
Okay.
for Scion. All right. Which brings us back to you.
Bear in mind, everyone, that there is a help teammate reaction, and we all get one reaction a turn. When someone fails an action check, including potentially an attack, you can use your reaction to give them an edge.
Oh,
Good to know.
Good to know.
Is there a punch dude in face reaction?
No, there's not a punch dude in face reaction, but there is a help someone who just missed reaction.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
these doors I can just open.
Yes, you
right?
can. Yep.
All right.
If you want to do that, we can say those get open.
I just
all
push
right.
through them. 5, 10, or 1, 2. I'm used to doing it by feet. 1, 2, 3. There's. It sounds like as I'm running by you, sounds like there's a some kind of spray. Just be careful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, also, you can tell that the reason why she wasn't able to talk earlier wasn't because she was trying to be super quiet. You can tell from when she got shot, it's because she's fused her jaw together so that her face, her skull is basically a full-on
Getcha.
helmet.
And that's all the further I can go.
Okay.
And also,
All right.
I'm back to full. Right.
Calavera. We're just going to stay in initiative at this point because the entire facility was alerted, so...
We just aggroed everything.
Kinda.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm just going to move again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So you're standing in front of a little user interface, like electronic panel, kind of like a touch screen sort of thing. And you can see a set of doors with these like very narrow vertical window slits in them. And inside it looks like a decontamination chamber, little passageway.
Can I open it?
The doors are shut right now because it's actively engaged. Because somebody's in there. You can see the back half of a beekeeper running away.
Yeah, I look around the
Smash
corner.
the windows. Smash the windows.
I don't have any more actions left. I look around the corner and I just point like to the panel that I'm standing in front of.
Yep.
Alrighty. Arcana, it's you again.
Am I able to just download the layout of this place to my communicator?
Yeah, sure, if you want to.
Yeah, just do that.
That can be your action.
Just hop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get back out into the hall.
Okay. All right. This guy's going to conclude.
You're out of the hall.
process.
See the dude that I cratered into the far wall.
It's just like steps out, pulling the layout up on their communicator. All right, I've got this place's layout, and I know what Agate's at. I have unlocked most of the doors, so get ready.
It's still running. Great, good to know.
All righty. Scion, it's your turn.
All right. 1, 2. Hello, door.
All right, so you've got a door here, and then the entrance to the decontamination chamber right here.
I'm gonna override telepathically override the door is sealed while try to shut down decontamination, open it up.
Okay, go ahead and give me a logic check for that then.
Yep.
Make the
13.
day worse.
13.
Is there
Okay.
potentially a way
Open.
just so that I can plan what I'm doing based on these schematics to reveal the map to just me at all? And then hide it again so I can have fog of war?
Particularly, no. Basically, what it is there's a decontamination chamber here. There's a big room here. And then there behind another door,
I can't
there's
see
another.
any of those things.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Let's try this one. Can you see this?
Nope.
Okay. This area right here.
Still not seeing anything.
Okay.
Are you on the right?
I'm on the wrong layer. That's why. All right. Can you see this ping?
Yes.
All right, that's decontamination right there.
Okay.
There's a big utility closet right here.
Okay.
There's bathrooms here and here. This room here is basically a big open area. That's where you saw most of the people.
Mhm.
And then there's a secondary big room here, which is where Agate is. All right. So with a 13 on logic, yes, you can get that door. You can override security protocols and open that door.
Open your ass up. Shunk.
Did the guy manage to get through the other side before you opened?
Yes, he did. Yep. So that's open. Alrighty.
I've got, I think, because I was right there. 1, 2. So I've got 2 more movement.
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2.
Okay.
That's me.
Excellent. Calavera.
As the other door is so did Scion's override open both doors at once or just the one door?
Opened this door. The other door has a green light on it effectively now, so you'll be able to just
You can just open
that one if you want to.
Yeah, 4, open it.
Okay, that's when all of their held actions go off.
You are going to get shot so many times.
That's fine. 5.
Oh, it's fine.
Yay!
It's just
They're right.
beekeepers.
They're right where I want them to be.
There you go. All right, so yeah, 4 shots go off. What's your agility defense?
12.
12. Okay, that's a miss. You take 5 damage. You take 3 damage. And that's it. So two shots go wide, 2 shots hit.
So again, yeah, just peppered with bullets as a few of them just
Yep.
start popping off,
Yep.
bleeding from various places. The bone is visible. So I took 3.
That was 4
and...
spaces.
Sorry, no, I took 3.
The-
how much total?
yeah.
How much damage did I take total?
You took
5
Going
and
back over
3, 8.
5 and 3, 8 total.
Okay,
Yep.
so I'm at 52
Jesus Christ.
out of 60. Step up. I would like to do some fast attacks.
Go for it.
I'm targeting the 2 immediately in
Oh,
front and to the
actually,
right.
there's another held action that goes off as soon as you make it through that door. Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
You get shot by Forge's anti-mutant ability removing gun.
Oh, and then I'm dead.
You're like,
There's
God
17
damn it,
for-
I've got to go through this fucking crucible again.
For 8 damage.
So, 6
Oh,
damage.
reduced again.
No, this one's already got it reduced. Usually he
Oh,
has a
does it?
plus.
Okay.
He has a 3
Oh, okay.
multiplier
Okay, I see.
because of him gun.
I see. 52 minus 8 is 44? Okay. So yeah, step out, fast attacks.
All right.
17 against the one against these 2.
Okay. 17 hits both their melee defenses,
I'll take
14
7
damage.
so they each take 7. Yeah.
They usually do 7.
Alrighty. 7 and 7.
Actually, you know what? Do I want to spend a karma to reroll the middle die and see if I get a
I think
fantastic?
you might want to save the karma for the big bad.
Yeah.
Fair.
There are 2 combat uses for karma. You can give yourself an edge, or you can give someone who's trying to hit you a trouble.
So yeah, so just come out, wham, for the fast attacks. And then at the end of my turn, I heal 2.
Okay. Very good. Which brings us back to Arcana.
Yep.
But
One, still playing catch up.
they can continue. They can shoot at me all day if they want.
3, 4, 5. sliding one further. 5.
Yep.
Oh, whoops. Somebody else would have had a turn there. Well, we'll do it after cover. And then we'll resume normal order of operations. All right. So that was your full turn there to just catch up there?
Yep.
All righty. The two that got hit are going to shoot at Calavera.
Oh, is the other guy going to do a thing first?
He'll do it at the end of theirs.
Okay.
There. Roll. All right. That's a 16 to hit.
Mhm.
Oh, whoops. I clicked the wrong button. So that's
So
four damage.
Okay.
And a 14 to hit for 7 damage.
Ow.
Meanwhile, the other two are going to shoot at the two in the hallway. That's an 11 to hit on Scion for 5 damage.
I think I still have more health than both of you.
And an 8 to hit on
8 misses me.
8 misses your agility defense.
Yeah, my agility defense is 11.
As you hear, well then, more experimental procedures are in schedule now. As this individual steps up around the edge of the desk and levels his gun twice at Calavera. 21 to hit for 16 damage.
That's a logic attack?
He uses logic for his gun, yes.
Oh, okay. Ow.
But it goes against your agility defense.
Okay.
So.
Yep, 16.
Okay. And an 18 to hit for another 16 damage.
Okay, now I'm looking bad.
Okay.
Hang on. Do that over here.
Maybe don't waste your time on the AIM
Oh.
drones.
And
I have 3
Hang on a
health
second.
left.
Oh shit. Well, okay. But he spent all of his good charges off of his gun. So that's not great for him. Okay.
Fine. You'll regenerate some on your turn.
Yeah.
All right.
How do you use
But that
karma to
brings
heal?
us back to Scion. Yeah, do you have any karma left?
I do. I have 1 karma I haven't spent.
Okay. On your turn, you can make a heal check effectively. Yeah.
Okay.
And you'll regen a lot more hit points, hopefully, all at once.
So these were the guys who shot at us?
The 4 guys in yellow there, yes.
The 2 in front of me are the ones that have already been hit that are almost unconscious.
Yep,
Yes.
yep. I'm a shoot one. I'm gonna shoot this one since I don't have eyes on the other one
Guy
yet.
in the center? Okay.
Yep. 15 for 6 damage.
You put him on the floor.
Good. And I'm going to move 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop there
Okay.
because moving in there is gonna get me shot a lot.
Most likely it will, yes.
That's my turn.
Okay.
I'm
Calavera.
going to spend my action to heal. What does that entail?
I don't think it actually takes an action. I think it's just you could spend your karma.
Oh, just spend a karma?
I think so. Let me check just to be sure.
Let's see.
I thought I had
Oh no, it does
Covering with
make an
cover.
action check.
Yeah, it's an action. I
Yeah,
thought it was
during combat, this requires an action. Yep.
So what do I do?
So you
roll a resilience.
make a
check with
resilience
10.
check, target number 10.
As long as you succeed,
10.
All
you
right.
get 10 back.
So, yep. You
Oh, nice.
total up the number and multiply it by your rank. So you heal 10 hit points just there.
So I go from 3 to 13. So yeah, she's bleeding heavily. Bone structure is visible all over, and she just like focuses for a second, and the skin begins to knit itself back even faster. I'm going to stay standing.
You also get your regular fast healing.
I'm going to stay. Yeah, I'm going to stay right there so that I continue to be the primary thing to shoot at.
Are you sure you don't want to back up so we can use this as a
As a choke zone.
choke point?
I don't. If I back up, you're the thing they're going to be shooting at.
I think I have more health than you right now.
I'm at 15 now.
Neither option's great. So
Yeah, no, I think
so you can definitely do what you want.
The thing is, if you step back, the scientist has to move into range for us to attack him.
Yep.
To be able to shoot you.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'll step back one.
And yeah, this guy moves. Move to his vision. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And you get a little bit more health back from your fast healing.
Yeah, I'm at 15 now.
Yep. And
But
yeah,
if he keeps hitting me the way he was hitting me, it won't matter.
No, he's
Oh,
gonna.
yeah.
I was gonna say, yep. Let's see.
Although he
And
got 2 attacks. Wait, how did he get 2 attacks?
He's got special features.
Ah,
Yep. But his auto fire on his gun ran out. So he only gets 1 attack per round going forward now.
That's good.
Yeah, he starts off swinging very hard. But
I
then
soaked up all the bullets.
you did effectively. Yep. But now he only gets 1 attack, and his damage modifier is reduced. So that's a 12 to hit you for 6 damage.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good. Arcana, back to you.
Neither one of you have healing abilities, do you?
Nope.
No.
I'm gonna step forward and zap the other injured one. Probably not, unless someone wants to use their reaction to help me hit that.
Yeah, I'll use my reaction to help.
Okay. Go ahead and take edge.
There we
14 hits for sure.
5
And
damage.
you're aiming for which one?
The other injured one.
Okay, that puts him into the tile floor.
You go to hold a hand out to do lightning, and just a little bone club just adjusts your aim slightly.
Yeah.
Wondrous. So these two, one of them steps back, they level their guns, and you hear this surgical guy yell off to the side, "Collect them for the research of the scientific stream."
Is that like
we've got a supervillain on our hands. All
Is
right.
that like-
Who the fuck
is that like Sorcerer
refers
Supreme?
to themselves in the? You're not the fucking Rock.
Is that like the Sorcerer
You can give me a
Supreme, but
logic check
Scientist
if you
Extreme?
want.
Yeah, I'll do a logic check. 8.
Doesn't mean anything to Calavera.
13.
Knowing that these people are part of A.I.M, you know that the head A.I.M person is called the Scientist Supreme.
Right.
14.
This is
13 as well,
like,
so I get the same thing, yeah.
So what I'm hearing is this is like the GCW version of the Scientist Supreme.
Yeah, I am still copying Scion's logic. So yes, I also get a 13.
Yeah, that registers for you as well. It's like, oh, we have somebody who's an off-brand who's trying to. This is Walmart AIM now.
This is
AIM's really gone downhill.
A.I.M needs to get their IP lawyers on this shit.
I mean,
that's a 9, which is a miss, and a 15 for Scion for
Yep.
7 damage.
Motherfucker!
right?
But it's Scion's turn again now.
All right. I'm
gonna-
just gonna peek around this corner.
I was gonna say I'll leave those other 2 guys to y'all if we want to just let me tackle him.
Okay.
I'm gonna peek around this corner, and I'm leaving him to you. He's all you. I'm just gonna make it harder for him to shoot us by making his gun non-functional.
Ooh.
Hey, gun, go to sleep.
Hey, gun, stop that.
Yes.
Go ahead and give me a logic roll.
Jam yourself,
15.
but with the same like
15.
emotive expression of kill yourself.
His logic defense is 14. You succeed in deactivating his gun for at least 1 round.
Sweet.
Hey, gun, jam yourself.
I just peek around the corner. I glare at the gun. I come back around. I look at you and goes, He's all yours.
All righty, Calavera.
1, 2, 3. I'm just going over the table at him.
Right, yeah, just right up on top of the end table there.
All right. Vicious attack on this one.
Okay.
16 to hit.
That hits.
14 damage.
Hell yeah.
Just
You just crack this guy right across. You see he's wearing these glasses with the lenses shaped like stars, and one of them just cracks open a bit. And there's blood and bruising. And he grins at you through bloody teeth.
And then I'm going to. That's my. Yeah, that'll be, I'm
Then he pulls out a pizza cutter.
Actually, I'm going to circle around. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that I'm on this side of him.
Okay.
And then I will heal too. Back up to 11.
You see him whip out a hand. Let's see what makes you tick then.
And tries to fire the gun.
You see the flash of you see a flash of a scalpel as he sort of looks at his gun and just drops it on the floor. And
that's fine. My melee defense is higher.
Well, good. Does a 10 hit your melee defense?
No.
Lashes out with a scalpel and you dance out of reach.
That's real unfortunate for him.
Can't wait to find out what your genetics might do for me. Arcana
steps forward so that they can see what's going on here. Really? You're gonna work for this fucking whack job, she says as she just like aims a lightning hand at one of the AIM soldiers.
What? He does dental.
Is that really worth it? And I just zap one of the AIM soldiers.
100%.
Yes, 100%. A lot of evil organizations do not.
A lot of non-evil organizations also do not. Stark Industries doesn't give you dental.
So
7 damage. Amazing.
So no, it's
oh, that's right, because it's
elemental
fantastic.
burst. It's a fantastic. It's 14 damage, and they're stunned if they're still conscious.
Not even like slightly conscious.
Nice.
Just
yep.
Mjolnir.
Amazing. Let's see. The last AIM agent, who Scion will recognize as the guy who ran away down the hallway initially.
He should have kept running.
And tries to shoot Arcana.
He's having a bad day.
Holy shit. 14 for 13 damage.
Fine, it's the first damage I've taken.
Yep. And that's an elemental burst, so you are stunned.
All right.
Yep. So yeah, you just an immense amount of energy rips into you, and you feel your gauntlets shudder and spasm. I'm gonna say, give me a reflexive logic check. TN's only 10 on this. You definitely keep them from like
18.
overloading or sustaining any structural damage, which is very good for you.
It's also good for everyone else.
I mean, probably good for everybody else too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
And we're back to Scion.
All right. I'm gonna finally move up here, so I've got a full view. Dude, I'm just gonna shoot him.
I will use my reaction. No, I'm stunned. Can I? I don't know.
I can use my reaction though.
Let's see here.
Let me see if I have a reaction while I'm stunned. I probably don't.
I would assume not.
Here we go. Stunned.
Do I have to be near you to use my reaction?
Any powers you're concentrating on end immediately.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Can't take any actions, and all attacks against them have edge, unless otherwise specified. That's less for 1 round.
Yeah, okay. So I probably, I'm assuming I can't take a reaction either at that point.
Reactions would be included.
Do I have
in
to
that.
be next to you to give you that?
No, you just have to be able to assist in some regard.
Yeah. So
So shove him closer to the path of the blast or something.
Just from the side, I just go aim higher.
Fair enough.
Like
You can
third
reroll
grade
one of those
teeth.
ones.
13.
13 hits.
So that is 12 damage because there's an there's an M there.
And
Yep.
And I'm trying to
And they're also
remember what
blinded because
mine-
you're energy, right?
I believe it's blinded. Yes.
Trying to remember which.
I don't remember where
part
that
of-
is. Where that
It's
stuff
in the
is.
elemental control power set, like the actual power set.
Power set. Thank you. Uh,
Elemental
yes,
control.
blinds target for 1 round.
Blinds target for 1 round when it's energy. Yep.
12 damage
Excellent.
and blinded.
12 damage and
I shot
blinded.
in the face.
I mean, he might be unconscious anyways. So,
No, he's not unconscious, but he's definitely blinded.
was that was at the AIM beekeeper, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
Was
he,
that,
he,
that, yes,
Oh,
that,
I
he
thought
wasn't
that
injured
was-
at all.
Oh, sorry. That was at the beekeeper, not the
no, yeah, it's
scientist.
Calaveras got hopefully got.
Ah, okay. Gotcha. All right. So that's only, so he gets 12 less damage. Yeah, no, that beekeeper, the floor, 100%. Yep. Okay. Scientist is not blinded. Okay. Calavera, your turn.
Yeah, another vicious attack on this guy.
Okay. 11 just hits.
And, oh, thank God.
Yeah,
Eight
so
damages.
for 8 damage.
For 8 damage. All right. You rock another blow across his jaw, and he's rattled and comes back.
I appreciate that there's no like real limitations on the assist ally thing. It's just you
Right.
are a team of superheroes. You have teamwork. You help each other win.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Dude, you might want to give up now. It's just you.
And he's going to make one more ego roll.
Oh, it's the end of my turn. I healed.
It's an 11 to hit your melee defense,
No,
Calavera.
I just grabbed the hand.
So yeah, the blow comes in, you grab the hand, it continues down, but you feel the tip of that scalpel hit one of your bone plates and just pa-ting, shatter. Which brings us to Arcana.
Who is
Just
stunned?
sort yeah, I'm stunned.
Who is stunned? Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
so your stun rolls this round, and we're back to Scion because all the AIM guys are. Well, actually, one thing. Where is it? There we go. Okay. Yeah, Scion, go ahead and give me a perception check or a vigilance roll.
Vigilance.
I am no longer
14.
stunned.
Yeah, you don't really notice anything.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm just gonna shoot this fucker right in the back of the head.
Yeah, and
Go
you
for it.
You can't assist with reflexive stuff. The specific help teammate is when they fail an action check.
I'm gonna miss this guy.
It's been my.
I will use. I'm no longer stunned. I will use my reaction to give you an edge there.
All right.
Reroll that too.
I'm
Can
gonna
I-
miss the.
Can I use my
That means
reaction
I
to give
had
you an
to
edge
roll
too?
a 2 because there is no number 1.
I
There
mean,
is
yes.
no
If we
one
if
on
we
that.
both burn our reactions, I believe. Wait, hang on. Let me double check. Let me double check and make sure it doesn't.
Don't
say
do
only
it.
one hero can assist.
Save that. Like
well, no,
it's
because
fine.
my turn is right after you. I might as well use my reaction. I'm gonna
That
get
is
it back
also
in 2
fair.
seconds.
Let me double check and make sure it doesn't say only one hero can help. A teammate, someone on the same team as the character on the character sheets, fails an action check. If that teammate gains an edge in the action check, it does not have a limit.
Yeah, so
Yep.
yeah, I'll give you another edge.
All right. 10.
Against this guy's his agility is unfortunately 11.
Damn it.
He's
I
a squirmy little fucker.
We're desperately trying to like get him in the way of the blast.
Come on. All right, Calavera, you're
Vicious
I'm
attack.
I'm gonna for my.
Oh yeah,
movement,
sorry. Yep, you've got movement still. Yep.
1, 2. I'm just assuming Calavera's got this, so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna walk by.
Okay.
I'm heading.
You do
towards
see
the
that there's a
back.
pair of doors right over here.
Yep. Yep. I'm heading for Agate.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't kill him. Remember.
Vicious attack, another 13 or 12.
Boom. How do you want to do this?
Yeah, so still have his hand. Tried to wiggle him into the way of the blast, and he's too squirmy. So as you walk by and say, "Don't kill him," remember, just just bring the right arm back and like basically both my fist and the bone club hit him in the side of the head at the same time and just launch him into the wall right behind where Scion was walking. Just
boom, slams into a pipe that sort of buckles a little bit, and there's a little of ventilated air coming out.
Then I just pause, look at him. No, he's still alive.
Dope.
And then roll my neck, just like pop my neck as I start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Let's see if I can open this door.
All right. Alrighty, that's your next turn then. All right, so we're out of initiative now.
Okay.
So you guys go to crack the door open.
I'm gonna step up and just really quick wave a hand and mimic Calavera's agility again.
I'm actually I'm going back and taking all these fucking guys' guns in case they wake up.
Okay. So yeah, just collect like an armload of shit.
Yep.
You can
I
as
just
you pick
dump
up
them like over here somewhere.
Right. As you pick up the Scientist Extremes gun, there's a faint feedback. Go ahead and give me a logic check.
Would Gearhead apply?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. 17.
17. This thing is biocoded.
Good to know.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Upon seeing,
Still take it from him. You just can't use it.
Upon opening the door and seeing that there's an energy field around him, I just look at the other two.
Hey!
Yeah, this is techie shit. I'm just gonna tie them up while y'all deal with this, and then walk back away.
Thank fucking Exodus, you guys showed up.
And while they're dealing with that, I'm going to strip all these guys down to their underwear and tie them up.
Cool. You now have a number of AIM beekeeper suits.
I'm gonna go get the two guys in the front security office and drag them back here too.
As you come out, you see that those double doors that locked behind you guys when you came down the hall are open. And there's like one of the canisters so these doors right here are open now. And looks like somebody has propped one of the canisters from the little alcove there in.
If it's opened up, does it feel
you
like
suddenly feel your connections resume? Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna check and see if the other three guys are still here.
Yep,
they're all here.
The other thing you notice though, as you come through there, is that stay where you were.
Was there one in the bathroom? Oh, there's another door.
I feel like you're about to run
this door
into
down
somebody
here
else.
was open.
By this point, I'm probably fully healed or close to it because I
You're
healed two
getting there.
around.
You're probably at about half right now.
Yeah. So I see. Okay, I see. Yeah, there was another office. Yeah, I'll let them know when I get back into the room with the other three. I'll let them know that there was another office and someone ran.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a logic check.
I will help with because you have the better logic than me right now.
Me or them?
Calavera.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I am helping with
11.
Yeah, no, Calavera, your analysis is, at least somebody was in one of these back rooms and figured out what was going on and said, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. So yeah, dragging those.
I'm helping.
I'll get my next gig on Hench.
Right. So yeah, dragging those three back here to add them to the pile.
Love that Hench is a thing.
Hench is the greatest. All right, yeah, I'm gonna take a look at this first one. Does it look like is like theoretically this thing the power thing for the thing the controls
that
for
looks like an emitter of some sort and a readout. So that looks like more of a power distributor.
I'm just going to try and figure out what controls are to shut off.
Tracing the sources, it looks like your power source is this thing back here.
All right.
Yeah, and you guys hear from the other room. There was one other person, apparently. They ran.
Lucky them.
Tying up the other three.
All right, let's get you out of here, Agate.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. I'm not great in here.
You're not
What's go-
claustrophobic, are you?
Well, I mean, that's not. I mean, maybe I don't think I was, but there's something weird about being confined, but being able to see where you should be able to go. And but you
Right
begin
there. Yep. I'm
trying to
gonna.
analyze the power here as you hear somebody's voice in your brain.
Oh no.
Scion, what on earth is going on? And that's where we're going to end for this week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Sorry, you're waking up.
That's not how telepathy works, child. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.